Hello kids, finally we are on the third chapter, that is section C, the turning point of the unit, early years. Now the turning point is actually a turning point of a person, of a child or a famous personality, okay, whom everybody knows, okay, and in his early years, what was the turning point that took him so far in his life? Okay, now this is basically an extract from the very famous book My Teachers, or that was written by former president and the great scientist, also known as the Missile Man of India, that is obviously Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has always been, a source of from where I have driven my motivation, and I'm so sure that there are many people who actually draw their motivation from him, how he overcome all those things in his life to become such a great scientist and the president, and not just that, he was even a social reformer. Yes, so let's study or let's read in this chapter what were the things or what was that turning point that helped him. So I'll just first tell you that Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam in this chapter, uh, there is a teacher of his that in his fifth grade, that means when he was in fifth standard. So they were actually there were many teachers in his life, in his illustrious life, okay, who shaped and who shaped his life in such a way that he became such a great person. Okay, so his teachers have always taught him wonderful lessons in life, and this in this chapter we are going to read about one of the teachers who helped him to understand that what actually was his dream, what actually he wanted to be in life, and why actually he became the Missile Man. Okay, so from where did it start? Let's begin. So first of all, so when he was in fifth standard, that time he had a teacher. So his name was Sri Siva Subramanya Iyer. So Sri Siva Subramanya Iyer, he was their teacher who taught them science. Okay, so one day he lectured all the students about how the birds fly. Okay, so now everybody in the class, they sat for 25 minutes, and for 25 minutes in the class, Sri Siva Subramanya Iyer, he completely narrated, he lectured them everything, like how the birds fly, what are the concepts of flying, okay, the concepts of flight, okay, but not even a single student understood. And Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, even he was in the same class. So he just stood up and he said, after 25 minutes, that long lecture, they all were hearing, they all were listening, and nobody said anything. But Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he said that, sorry sir, that I did not understand the chapter or the concept of light. Will you please explain it again? So Mr. Iyer, he asked the other students whether they understood or not. So all of them, they just nodded. That means they also did not understand. So he decided to teach them practically. Okay. So he told them, all of you come to the beach in the evening. So all of them, they went to the seashore in the evening. Okay. There were almost 20 students, and all these students, they gathered there. Now Mr. Iyer, he told them that look in the sky. So all of them, they looked up in the sky, and then he told them that just observe how the birds are flying. Okay, what is the formation? What are the motions that they do? Okay, what type of activities they are doing? Okay, how are they moving their wings, how are they lifting their tail, okay, all those things he told them, that observe all this. So all the students very curiously, obviously kids are curious, so very curiously they all looked up in the air, and it was because it was practical, because it was something that they could see. Now when they observed the birds how they were flying, so they could see that the birds were lifting their wings to change the direction, they lifted their tails, okay. So, and there was a combination of wings and tails whenever they wanted to move in a different direction, okay. They knew where the engine of the bird was. So this is how Mr. Iyer, he taught them practically. So theory was already done in the morning. Now they understood the theory very well. Why? Because now they could see what actually was happening. Okay, so this is how Mr. Iyer taught all the students, all the children. Now everybody had understood. Now everybody was very well, now everybody knew that how it was working, what was the concept of flight, what were the principles that were there behind all this, okay. So Dr. Kalam, he was very much impressed. He thought to himself that this is true teaching. This is the way a teacher should teach. Yes? So that was the day, that evening, it was on at the seashore, at the beach. It was Dr. Kalam who decided that his further studies had to be, or had to do something with the concept of light. Okay, that was the beginning. So after some days, he went to his teacher and he told his thoughts to Mr. Iyer, that he was very much interested in doing something related to flight, okay, in studying about flight and the aviation, okay. So Mr. Iyer, he advised him, okay, he guided him that you should take physics, and then when you grow up you should go into aeronautical engineering. So finally he grew up to become yes, he went to the Madras Institute of Technology and he took aeronautical engineering, and his life was completely transformed. Yes, why? Because he had become an aeronautical engineer, right? Now he was a rocket engineer, he was an aerospace engineer, and a technologist. So this is how his life had shaped into becoming a great scientist from the very childhood, from his early years, because he had decided what he wanted from his life, and that led to his ultimate success. Becoming a president was not his aim, yes, but that he became the president because of his work in his field as a scientist, what he did for our country, what he did for the nation, for the mankind. That was something that made him so great, that led him to become the president of India also. Okay, so this was a very beautiful chapter. You should definitely read it, okay. Though it is an edited extract from his book My Teachers, okay, but this was the turning point that shaped his life forever, okay. How his teacher helped him and guided him all through the way, and not just one teacher, there were many other teachers who came in his life, who shaped his life, who helped him out. But this was one incident that has been narrated by him in his book My Teachers, and in your chapter The Turning Point. Okay, so I hope you've all understood the turning point of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's life. Okay, so please like, share and subscribe, and if there are any comments, please put down in the comment section. Thank you, and bye bye. Have a nice day.